We have a very special soap today in honor of two very special people from Zingari Man.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, we're so glad to see you. Come on in, your chair's waiting for you. If you happen to be here during the live premiere, do us a favor. Come on in the barbershop, say hi, meet the Whiff Pack hanging out. They'd love to see you. And what's our mention today?
Our mention today is a very special lady we get to meet when we make the soap. Sometimes we have soaps to help us remember special times or places.
And sometimes, special people. Heather Melton of Zingari Man and I both lost some very special people to us to Alzheimer's disease this year, and Heather sent us this set to help us remember my mama. It's dedicated to her grandmother, Dorothy Jean. So, ladies and gentlemen, we asked her if she would like to be the one to introduce you to this very special soap and this very special lady. Ladies and gentlemen, Heather Melton of Zingari Man.
Hello, Marcus and Sarah. First, I want to say how sorry I am for your loss. I know and I totally understand how hard it is to lose someone to Alzheimer's and the impact that the disease has on not just the patient but the family as well as dementia. It's just incredibly hard. I want to thank you for the opportunity, though, to talk about Dorothy Jean. So, Dorothy Jean. This was my Mother's Day release. Dorothy Jean also went by Dorothy, Jean, or Dot, but to me she was just Grandma or Grandma. She was one of my best friends. She was not the typical grandma, though. She was not this little sweet old lady that was just, baking cookies and doing all your bidding for you. No, not my Dorothy Jean. No, she was sass, moxie, and pure unconditional love, and she was so funny. She was raised during a time when women did as they were told, but she was a rebel. So if you want to know where I get my sass from, it would be Dorothy Jean. This is a picture of her that was taken during the 50s. And so this picture we pulled to put on the label. So this is an actual picture of her. This is a rebel right here. This is someone who does not care, and she's going to do what she wants to do, and she's going to tell you to bug off if you don't like it, because that's just who she was. But we spent a lot of time together. I would stay the night and she would teach me how to play cards. She loved playing cards. Like, she taught all of us how to play cards. So if you could beat her, it was like a big deal. Like, she was really good. She loved her family, like, really hard. Like, she loved her family. She loved having everybody over for the holidays. She helped me learn how to cook. She did always have a special ingredient, though. So my grandma was a smoker for most of her life. And so you could always find her in the kitchen cooking with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth and the ash like this long, right? So you know where the ash ended up. I'm sure it was in the food. So everybody in the family always joked that it was her special ingredient that made everything taste so good. Whenever I was out of high school, like, I could call her and be like, hey girl, I'm coming over to stay tonight. She'd be like, no, not tonight. And I would just be like, okay, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And I would just show up and she would be like, all right, like, I already made your side of the bed or whatever, if like she was ready for me, she knew I was coming. Those were like the best times. Like, there was nothing better than laying in bed and talking to your grandma and like snuggling up and like laughing and crying, pouring your heart out, whatever it was, whatever the troubles were, like, it just made it all like so much better. But there's one thing that we always did, and we always took a lot of walks. And in the area that she lived in, there was, she lived near a creek. And so there were always a lot of like wildflowers and just like along the path that we would walk, there was always like a lot of honeysuckle. If you've been around much honeysuckle, like, you know that it's like, it always smells so strong whenever you're right near it. And so there was a lot of the areas that was always covered in honeysuckle. And so every time I smell honeysuckle, even to this day, it always makes me think of her. Whenever I smelled the honeysuckle that is in this, that we used for this, it just made me think of my grandma so much, because it's not just honeysuckle. It's not just this super sweet floral note. No, it's honeysuckle. It is sweet and it is floral, but it's got sass and spice and moxie. It's got this complexity. It's not like other honeysuckles. Like, this is definitely a unisex scent. This is Dorothy Jean's honeysuckle. So I really hope that you guys enjoy it. I feel like this is more of a unisex like floral than I feel like most would be. I hope that, like, I think Grandma would love this scent. I've been wanting to do something special for her for a long time, so I hope that you guys enjoy it. I also just, again, Marcus and Sarah, sorry. I wanted to thank you again for the opportunity to tell you a little bit about my grandma and to share the story of Dorothy Jean.
All right, y'all. So I wanted to make a little gratitude post when we received this. So we did open the box so we could photograph it. But as you can see, we did not yet open the soap. And this is her. Isn't this beautiful?
It's gorgeous.
And that's Dorothy Jean that we just heard about on the front.
And
that's
that red is just fabulous.
I know, like a bright red lipstick. And y'all, there's the bomb. We're so excited. And there's a note. Oh, this is from Heather. Sarah and Marcus, I'm so sorry to hear of your mother. And I felt this set was a must, as my grandmother also had Alzheimer's. Can we also just say, Alzheimer's? With love always, Heather.
No.
With love back. Thank you, Heather. This means a lot.
It does.
I agree with your sentiment wholeheartedly.
Yes. Okay. Oh, no, wait. There's goodies. There's more goodies.
Wait, what?
Wait, there's more.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought we were done.
I don't know if we can sell these.
Samples for y'all.
Wow,
What did we get? We got
the magician.
The magician. Y'all, these are the new ones. Did we get the brewer? The brewer, that's the other one. It's got some hops in there, y'all.
The Highlander.
The Highlander.
Ha ha.
Ooh, y'all. So if you happen to be in the live chat, put your hand up. We'd love to put one of these in the mail to you. And now, without any further ado, let's meet this very special lady with a first impression.
I'm actually really excited to open this because we've also gotten rumblings from the brethren saying, did you open it yet? How does it smell? Is it good?
Honeysuckle, y'all, does grow natively here, but it's not like crazy like it is other places. So it's kind of like a special place when you walk by it and you're like,
oh, there it is.
What is that? Right. So I'm excited. All right, here we go.
All right, let's see what Moxie and Sass smells like too.
Ooh, y'all, look at that beautiful pour going on there. Okay, ready?
Okay, no more stalling. Let's meet Dorothy
Time to
Jean
meet
herself.
Dorothy Jean. All right, here we go.
It's fun to know the story behind her.
Oh, I like Dorothy Jean. I love Dorothy Jean. Hold on a second.
Okay. Do you feel like you've met her now?
Well, you know what I love? I really expected this because honeysuckle is so strong in its personality that I really expected this to be like a giant honeysuckle and then some really cool stuff swirling around it. But y'all, hold on a second. This is a really amazing sort of mashup of a honeysuckle and like based perfume of like a really refined person. And then like that sort of melts into the beautiful sort of clean scent of almost a barbershop toward the end of it. Like a grandma barbershop.
If that could be a thing?
Hold on. Well, I really expected this to be way more honeysuckle forward because it's such a strong personality, but it's everything else that's swirling around it that is so beautiful. Hold on. Okay. So there are a couple of other little florals and there is a softener in there because honeysuckle, I think, is so strong like lemon, right? You have to have a special lemonade recipe for it to be like, right? So it's being balanced out, I think, by another floral that's just taking all of those little edges off and making it the most beautiful, soft honeysuckle you can imagine. And then hold on.
Yeah, because honeysuckle is the only thing listed that we really can go off of. There's clearly more in there.
And then, y'all, there is something clean, and it's not, look at my face, it's not powder, but it's approaching a powderness that's kind of given me just this subtle vibe of like a cool Moxie 1950s sort of barbershop.
I mean, look at her
vibe.
outfit on the label. That kind of got some fun.
I know. Oh, this is lovely. And then maybe something a little woody, Maybe just something a little herby in the base, just to ground a little bit, but it's slight. I don't think it's there enough for you to even really be able to pick out exactly what it is.
Okay.
But I think it's just this little dark edge just at the bottom.
Does it still feel like you're kind of smelling like something inspired by a person? Does that come through?
Yes.
Okay.
This is not like honeysuckle like I was standing out. That's a great question. I'm glad you're here. This is not like I'm standing under the honeysuckle tree.
Okay.
Get that out of your head. And I think that's how it's been crafted, like I said, to take the edges off.
Right.
For me, a lot of times when perfumers recreate a note, it gets so much better because there's something even on the molecular level that they can figure out might be a little pokey about that one scent note, and they quell it, right? They quash it so that everything else in that scent note can just come forward, and the true personality of that scent note can be brought forward. The honeysuckle in this is not like you're standing under the tree. It's like a beautiful perfumer has been able to go in and take everything soft and beautiful about that honeysuckle and draw those characters forward in this balance.
I think I might need a turn. You are selling this real good.
Whoa. Okay. And then it does get all the way to the high whites and pinks and then takes a U-turn right before it would get too feminine or floral.
Okay. I was going to ask that. I was going to ask if it's kind of too... Okay.
Fabulous. I think I even get a sense of Dorothy Jean in that.
That's fun. I mean, it's kind of cool knowing who it's inspired from.
Right.
You know, sometimes it's like an homage to a different perfume or something, but it's different when it's a person. I feel like you put a different kind of focus in, you know, on the soap.
All right. Let's see what you think. Take it in.
Oh, wow. I do kind of see what you're saying,
Gorgeous.
though. I definitely get the honeysuckle. Clearly, it's listed. But there is stuff in the background. There's something that is like a bright, white, clean something. And I don't know if it's a white floral, like what you were saying. It could be another floral. It does approach and almost like so clean that it could be a powder. But it's almost like pretty without trying. Does that make sense?
Right. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. That's exactly
it's a different kind. Like, it just is pretty. It's not like it's trying to be like, hey, look at me, you know.
Right.
I feel like I would just want to give this person a hug or stay in their presence. Like there is something beautiful about it, naturally beautiful.
And y'all, it's not a massively strong intensity, but it has a deliciously strong character, which I think again tells you something about Dorothy.
There's the sass and the moxie, you know. Wow, it's really a fun twist because I think my brain didn't really realize how much this scent is honeysuckle based. Like I knew honeysuckle, but I don't think my brain knew that was specifically honeysuckle.
Right.
So it's nice having it here where it's kind of like on the center and then there is all of that other stuff around it. There's nothing, dark about the scent. No. There's nothing heavy about the scent, but it's not too pretty. Like the moxie and the sass kind of keeps it in the middle. If that makes sense.
Because y'all, perfumes of a certain era, follow me on this, can get way too pretty.
Yes.
Way too pretty.
Almost
and just
hokey somehow.
Yeah, and syrupy and way too sweet in the highs, right? So if you haven't had lunch yet, you get a little nauseous. This is the opposite of that. This is the opposite of the perfumer's floral. And
it's gorgeous. It's real. Like I really almost feel like there's a fresh thing of flowers that are sitting on the counter that whoever the person is you're sitting with is right next to them. They're like, there's something very real about this.
Right. And Zingari meaning wanderer. I love that with the other ones that we have, they take you to a faraway place and a marvelous destination. But this takes you to a really amazing person and her world and her vibe and her outlook and her sass and her moxie. Yeah, y'all, a lot of the times I want the aqua beltas, I want the Burmaches, I want to shave like my grandpa. But y'all, sometimes I want my grandma there banging on the door. Are you still in there? Hurry up. That's what I want. I want like a nice balance in my soap cabinet. And this, y'all, this is a giant open lane for Zingari Man and they have filled it beautifully.
I was just going to say that. I feel like this was needed in our den. Like we do have some that are floral forward, but this one almost has more of that caricature of that coming out.
And talk about a masculine floral for me. This is the kind of thing that as you walk by a stately gentleman, you'll catch a little bit of that thing on his lapel. That's this. There's
something versatile about this scent. If I didn't know what was inspired by, if I didn't know all the details, like I could wear this in the morning to get ready for the day. I could put this on at the night for like a little hug. Beautiful. And if there's something classy in there as well, like if I wanted to dress up and wear it, like it has a really fun, versatile side to it.
And this is one of the simplest sales pages we've ever looked at, but it's one of my favorite list of scent notes. Let's revisit. So scent notes of honeysuckle, sass, and moxie, yes, but there are a couple of more little secrets here from the sales page at zingariman.com.
This is predominantly honeysuckle with a blend of white florals. We did guess that.
Marcus was right. Well, that's close enough.
Okay, so the white florals we got jasmine, ylang, and spicy. Ooh, spicy carnation.
Whoa.
Not just carnation, but spicy. I'm guessing that's a little moxie fun in there.
Wait
don't
a
you
minute.
think?
Carnation is one of my favorite florals. Is that?
Could it be like a white carnation?
It's
Is that a thing?
carnation. It's beautiful. And I don't know why we don't see it more often, but we don't. Like maybe 3 or 4 soaps total out of 300. That is gorgeous. The way that carnation and the honeysuckle are pairing together and sort of pulling against each other. And then with a light woody background.
I'd agree.
Well, after 300 soaps, thank you. Yes, well, after 300 soaps, you do get a nose for certain things.
It's almost like you're sitting outside under a gazebo or something. Like there's just a touch of wood, but it's just enough to be like setting the tone, maybe.
You know where my brain takes me? There's this beautiful scene at the end of The Music Man. It was my very first play, and it's where Harold and Marion are about to meet at the footbridge. They might even hold hands. I know it's PG-13, but the scene that they set is all in silhouette. And it's this beautiful, like, footbridge with all this lattice work. And all of the people from 1906 are, like, walking across it in their beautiful clothes and their straw hats, right? And as you can see, all the little vines and all the little flowers hanging down in silhouette. That's what this reminds me of. It's just this beautiful night as the sun has just gone down, walking to the footbridge, arm in arm with your beloved, right? That's what this smells like. And there is more.
This combination keeps the honeysuckle in the front, but adds a complexity that helps to tone down the sweetness. We said that. Did we not say that?
We got it. Love it.
Look at us go. This fragrance is a unisex floral. Completely agree. And can be worn any time of the year or the day, I would say.
Yo,
just saying.
Absolutely right down the center, unisex. I might even argue that this is a little bit more on the masculine side because of how the honeysuckle's been crafted.
Right.
It's totally the flower in the lapel.
I honestly think if you were trying to train your nose to smell it to be masculine, it'd be 100% masculine. If you were smelling to have it be more of the feminine side, you get it. But that vibe of the sass and moxie is just enough to have like a little like fight in there, you know?
You know what I love too in the shaving world is how beloved the floral scents are.
Yes.
And one phrase that sort of gets bandied about that's hilarious is somebody will be like, hey, have you tried that honeysuckle soap yet from Heather? And somebody will say, well, you should, if you're man enough. I love that. No, it's totally true.
I get it.
And you know, I think we have to take a look at this amazing balm that she also threw in, and we're going to have to take it downstairs. And yo, we forgot to build a ladder.
We're having too much fun.
This is our
Just
favorite part. Okay.
I don't want to ruin it.
Oh, it's got a little bit of bite back to my stick. Now, it is my contention, y'all, that the harder the soap, the less you need in the shaving bowl. It's just a working theory. Just a working theory, but let me know.
Maybe in our next 300 episodes, we'll see if we can answer that.
Thank you, Sean and Julie, for this most spectacular bougie sprayer. And would you like to do the honors? Why don't you tell them where we found this?
All right, this is my Haley's Artisan Bowl. And then this is our Trotter brush from Sean and Julie as well. But we had to bring all the fancy, bright, colorful things out for today's fun.
There's Moxie in this.
Okay, let's listen. Wow, that was
Whoa,
almost immediate.
there it is.
Holy moly. Ooh, I'm smelling things already.
No. Whoa.
Wow, we should have almost done this before we read our cheat notes on the scent list.
Okay, hold on. I might have to amend something I said a little earlier. This has way more of that standing under a honeysuckle tree kind of feel to it than I expected. This is amazing. It's intense, but it's like I still can't kind of get enough. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's because it's a light color. Does that make sense? Like it's
a softer scent to start with, right?
But it still has a good potency to me. Like I feel like it's still there. It's just funny, like it spreads out quickly. Does that make sense? Like it disperses in your nose well?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to this.
Yeah, go to that. Go take a look at that while I work on this.
Yes! Yes! It's like the best honeysuckle I've ever smelled, but it's so much more than that, y'all. It's the other florals, it's the woods, it's those spices that she's got in here that just make this a masterpiece.
So the lather is bringing out even more.
God is in the details.
I haven't even really gotten that far, but do you want to try a little comparative fun?
I really do. All right, y'all. So this is the Sass and Moxie whiff. On 3, 1, 2. Oh!
Yeah, these flowers just got water.
Oh! That needed air and water.
Yeah,
That's
take another.
Yeah, hold on a second.
I even just stirring down here, like it was really coming through. That potency.
Right? Oh, it's beautiful.
It is.
Whoa.
Like the realness about it. I don't know how you did that.
There is the Spirit Halloween costume version of Honeysuckle, and then there is the Walt Disney Walking Through Fantasyland version of that costume. This is the real one. This is the real one. The care and craftsmanship have been brought into. Whoa.
It's almost like it just fully bloomed. Does that make sense?
Whoa.
Like there's just that other layer that just opened up.
Y'all, amazing. I mean, it's our first honeysuckle.
It's true.
It's our first honeysuckle in a shaving
But
soap.
it's leaving a mark.
And y'all, when we watch our shaving videos, we realize that we do really like to pay attention when they lather their face to see how it goes. So may I do the honors?
Please.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Y'all,
that feels good.
Y'all, she's going to be doing mime work in 3 minutes. Look at this. This is incredible. Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Marcus's turn.
Oh, look at that, y'all. Just barely touch it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And it smells like I can really smell it good from my face
I
here.
know. And the masculine side of it is just coming through in the lather.
Yeah, I don't know how this could be such a diverse floral.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like I really feel like it could jump back and forth to either of us.
I generally thought it would have to be the tropical florals that were the more masculine ones, but this honeysuckle, this is doing
and the jasmine,
new
or
and
whatever.
amazing things over here for
I
me.
would completely agree.
Wow. And to experience the bomb, we better get rid of this lather. All right.
Okay.
You should go first. Here you go.
Oh, you really? You think?
Yes. Look.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Now. Oh, I get more of the woodsy. Hold on. Give it a sec.
I am gobsmacked at how that honeysuckle is sitting in that balance. That is beautiful.
Yeah, how does it stay so consistent?
Wow. Because it is the star. Let's be honest. But y'all, this is a show. This is a T-Swift concert. This is crazy.
Do you like it too? You smell it? Yes. But it is really like it's captured that personality. I don't know how you did it, but you really did.
Right.
Like it's not a normal scent that we have in our den, but that's what's so cool about it.
And you know what's funny? I think maybe these scent notes are a little more descriptive than they might have initially let on. Honeysuckle, to be sure. And maybe that's like the feminine character, the floral, the sweet, inviting nature, and a nature that is both floral and gourmand at the same time. They call it honeysuckle because it is a bit reminiscent of honey. There are two kinds of sweets. There are two families of sweets at the very beginning of this person. And then what if the white florals, the jasmine, the ylang, the spicy carnation, those are the sass. Because you're taking a floral that's not supposed to be sassy and you're making it spicy.
But it is.
And then the moxie, it was the backbone of this lady that was the strong character that all the others swirled around. I think this is a little bit of a secret code.
You know, I feel like it has to be. But I love the spicy carnation. I wouldn't have known it was hidden in there. But if you follow that, it takes you to the woods. Like there's something in that.
Yeah,
It's a little journey. But it's not a really complex scent. But I think that's what kind of pulls you in. You want to get to know this character. It really takes you onto a deeper layer somehow.
The most amazing people I've ever met, you know who they are in 5 minutes. That's right. That strength of character.
I do feel like that came across when Heather was explaining Dorothy Jean. Like, if we hadn't met, we haven't heard that story, and you just smelled the scent, it's there. But it's very cool to now know where it came from and how they're intertwined. And it's totally in the scent. Like, I will vibe towards this a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it has just a fun character. If I need a little moxie or a little, spark in my day, I might be throwing this on. I gotta say.
Sarah's got more moxie than anybody I've ever met. Y'all, it doesn't generally come out on the show too much, but yeah, you should see it when it's behind the scenes. So it's pretty simple. Y'all, when you're growing up, just spend 2 weeks every summer with your grandparents in Stockton, California. And at 10 a.m., you're going to get drug out of bed. You're going to be handed a 16-ounce Frosty Dr. Pepper while she lights up a Bel Air menthol cigarette. And for the next 30 minutes, you're just going to watch the Weather Channel while you just got your own. So, head over to ZingariMan.com where you'll find this and everything else I want in the world. Well, I've had my shave with Dorothy Jean. And I think Lee Noons put it best for the shave community. He doesn't want to smell like banana. He wants to smell a banana. And y'all, sometimes I do. I want to relive a shave with my grandpa, but sometimes I want my grandma's arm around me. And this, what a fabulous way to remember the mothers and grandmothers who have gone before us, just to spend a few minutes with their vibe and their memory in your shaving mirror. And the lather, y'all, it's fun to make, it's fun to go on, and functionally, some of the absolute best in the shaving world. Heather, thank you for sending this to us. Dorothy Jean still has a way of making people feel better. Welcome to Messages.
So we decided, since we didn't actually buy this lovely set that Heather sent it to us, we want to take the money instead and send it over to the American Alzheimer's Association in honor of Dorothy Jean and your mom, Jean.
Yeah. And if you would like to learn more or to help, please visit the website below. And if you've lost someone special to this awful sickness, put their name in the comments below. Tell us a little bit about them. I guess what I love best, it is exactly the honeysuckle I was expecting. A phenomenal, beautiful, soft, perfumous honeysuckle. But it's in a whole world of amazingness that I didn't expect. And that is what makes it Dorothy Jean. And I love this.
I love it too. I feel like this scent is going to keep the ripples going through this community. And I hope it really finds people that aren't expecting to enjoy a floral, that this one will just be that fun little sass and moxie that they need to have in their den as well, you know?
Having heard about her from Heather, you know what I love? She probably loves the fact that she's hanging out in hundreds of guys' shave lockers for the next couple of years.
I'm so glad we got to meet Dorothy Jean on so many levels and finally get our noses on who this wonderful lady was.
And it does make me sad to know how much my mama would have really loved this and that she'll never get to smell it. But it makes me happy to know that I know she would have loved it and her memory will be with us forever.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet. You'll smell better just watching this.